some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man will go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We
sense.
are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Famous Fun.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the QueenAhmadiyyah TV show. I'm your host, QueenAhmadiyyah, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, and also if you don't like the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so let's get the likes up. Please like and share. All right, I see the Prince of Paraphernalia, Queen Sam, the Lovely T, Nessie X, that Crazy Beach Aries. All right, Vince I Am from the UK, Aboriginal Woman, 504 Nola in the house, Curly Girl. All right, okay, so Deronda is here, Pearly is here, Antoinette, Darius, Deronda. Let's get into it. Oh, hell no. All right, with that all being said, I see you, Darnell, Claudette. Okay, shout out G from the Land and House, Queen Shay, Terry Hartfield. All right, shout out to everyone in the chat. Y'all know I love my loyal royals. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about this man. No, before we talk about him, hold up. No. Before we talk about him, let me make sure I have my receipts together. Y'all know I'll be having so many receipts. Okay, here we go. Let's first talk about this couple who left us a 1-year-old child in a crib for over 16 hours while the parents went to get Burger King and slept. Now, they had to be on some illegal substances. 1-year-old died after being left in crib over 16 hours while parents got Burger King and slept. This is all so sad. Please pay attention. I'm going to show their faces on the screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. There they go. Look at it. These are the two right here. Shania Darlene Harris and Braden Jesus Pina or Jesus. All right. This is all crazy. Now let's talk about what these thugs did. Okay, so the 25-year-old parents of a 1-year-old boy in Arizona have been arrested in connection with the toddler's death after they allegedly left him in his crib for 16 hours straight without checking on him. Brandon Jesus Pina and Shania Darlene Harris were taken into custody on Sunday, charged with child abuse and child negligence, according to authorities. Now, the investigation into the couple began when Harris on Sunday, March the 24th, called 911 and told the emergency dispatcher that her 1-year-old son was not breathing. Okay? And then says that police reportedly noted that while on the phone with the dispatcher, Pina refused to attempt life-saving measures on the son. Didn't even try to perform CPR or try to give any type of life-saving measures. The dispatcher further noted that Harris was hysterical while Pina repeatedly said that the little boy was cold. Upon arriving at the scene, first responders located the child lying in a playpen in the parents' bedroom. Police reportedly said that the little boy had bluish purple discoloration and rigor mortis had already set in. So I want y'all to pay attention. This is all so sad. This poor child was in there for 16 hours by himself while they went to Burger King. They had to be doing some type of drugs or something. They had to. Okay, please pay attention. This is all so sad. And how many stories do I have to report on with parents allowing things to happen to their children to take them up out of here? This is all so crazy. Hold on, beloveds. So here's the thing. Goes on to say that said that there was bluish purplish discoloration and rigor mortis had already set in, indicated that he died several hours ago. Yeah, because rigor mortis sets in at least a couple of hours after somebody expires. Okay, usually starts within about 2 hours after the person's death. So mind you, they left him in there by himself for about 16 hours straight.
And I wonder how the child died. I mean, we know that he was left alone, but did he smother or something like that? But anyway, goes on to say the rigor and lividity were also noted to be inconsistent with how the baby was positioned at the time of the officer's arrival. A probable cause affidavit has been obtained. Now, the residents and the victim also had not been cleaned in a long time, just nasty, okay, just filthy. It should be noted that the apartment was in a general state of disarray and unclean, and it was obvious the victim had not been bathed for some time. They didn't even bathe this poor child. This probably had to be ongoing. Now, they may have left the child there for 16 hours alone by himself that day, but they had already been negligent and likely abusive to this poor child, okay? They say scabbing could also be seen on the victim's face, chin, and legs, and it's unknown where this is from. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Already had been being abused. Scabs are an indication of wounds trying to heal. So he likely had old wounds from being abused. In an interview with police, Pena said that his son had hydrocephalus and a neurological disorder characterized by a buildup of fluid in cavities deep inside the brain, of which he had been diagnosed with at birth. Pena reportedly said that his son was not taking medication for the disorder and had not been exhibiting any troublesome symptoms prior to his death. Why weren't they giving the poor child medication for his disorder? Now, regarding the timeline of events, the couple allegedly told investigators that they put their son to bed around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 23rd, and 2 a.m. on Sunday, March 24th. The couple allegedly confirmed that they did not check on the boy again until shortly before they called 911 at about 6:30 p.m. March the 24th. This is what was reported. So you mean tell me 2 a.m. in the morning on Sunday until 6:30 p.m. Pena and Harris also allegedly confirmed that they woke up in the morning on March 24th and did not check on their child, even though they both left him while they bought breakfast at Burger King. So the child was clearly home alone during that time. Instead, they allegedly ate their food and went back to sleep. So they didn't even come and feed the baby. I want y'all to pay attention. Who does that besides demons? So you mean to tell me they woke up hungry, but didn't care if the child woke up hungry? They went and got food for themselves, ate it, got their bellies full, and then went back to sleep. Let me continue. I hate covering these stories. This really is infuriating. Ate their food and went back to bed, sleeping through the rest of the day until they found the boy unresponsive. Additionally, the couple said they did not have a camera or baby monitor in the home. Police also noted that Harris stayed near Pena during the police interview, and when they were separated, she reportedly told him that he needed to get an attorney and yelled, "Don't say anything." Harris and Pena are both being held at the Maricopa County Jail on a $100,000 bond, and they're both scheduled to appear in court on April the 3rd. Prayers for that little boy. Prayers for his little spirit, honey. This is all so sad. A 1-year-old child. Whitty T said, I feed my baby first. Exactly. Antoinette said, they are cold-blooded and heartless. Amir said they sold the monitor for dope. This is all so sad, honey. Just took the poor child up out of here. And let me tell you something. Now, yeah, that is cruel. Now, first of all, this child had a serious health condition, okay? Serious health condition. And then you didn't feed this child in all those hours. And the child already had wounds. And they, like I said, had to have already been being abused. And then staying in filthy conditions to add insult to injury. This is all so annoying. Please pay attention. Now, let's talk about this man who hired a hitman to kill his wife. Husband allegedly enlisted jailhouse friend in wife's murder for hire, planned to pay $35,000 out of her life insurance policy. These people are something else. Okay? These people are something else. Let me show you this man's picture because he's a whole thug too. He needs to be ashamed of himself. But I'm sure he isn't. He's only ashamed that he got caught. Please pay attention. That's him right there. That's him right there. Hired a jailhouse thug thug to take out his wife. So a wife is dead while her husband and a family friend are in jail as allegations of a murder for hire plot swirl in Washington state. Now on March 23rd, Lindy Rummel, who's 60 years old, was found shot to death inside her own home in Hockenson, a census designated place a few miles north of Vancouver. Now, a tip provided to law enforcement led to the quick naming of a suspect, according to the sheriff's office. They say deputies then issued a felony warrant on a charge of murder in the first degree for Daryl Riley, age 55. Now, on March the 24th, Riley was arrested by the Eugene Police Department in Oregon, roughly 2.5 hours due south of where Rummel was found dead. Now, he is currently being jailed across the border while the Clark County Prosecutor's Office seeks extradition. On Monday, the victim's husband, James Rummel, age 49, appeared in a courtroom on a charge of making false statements to a public servant. His bond was set at $25,000, and Clark County jail records do not show that he's detained there. He is slated for another court appearance on March the 29th. Now, authorities say more charges are likely to follow. On the day of the slaying, James Rummel arrived home just before 7 p.m. with two friends to find his wife dead with multiple gunshot wounds and their home on Northeast 119th Street ransacked. The apparent result of a burglary going violently awry, according to the initial press release. And I bet he acts like he was so shocked and appalled and just grief-stricken, knowing that he set the whole thing up. Law enforcement seemingly had little to go on, but the noted absence of a black 2001 Ford F-150 Super Cab or extended cab with a lift along with an old picture of the actual truck driving through wet streets. Okay, that was missing, or they had little to go on, but noted the absence of it. So where was the truck is what they were wondering. Now, the stolen Ford F-150 from this incident was recovered in a rural part of Benton County, Oregon. The sheriff's office said that they gave this information in a second press release. They say the vehicle was damaged by fire, which appears likely to have been intentionally set to destroy evidence of the murder. Okay. According to law enforcement, Riley was the one who drove off in the truck and later set it ablaze. Now, but investigators almost immediately came back to the slain woman's own husband. They say the investigation revealed that the victim's husband, James Rummel, was friends with Daryl Riley. Okay, it appeared that James had driven to Eugene, picked Daryl up, and then brought him back to Clark County earlier in the day prior to the murder. The investigation continued, and deputies then went back to the residence where Lindy Rummel was killed, executing a second search warrant there and speaking with the husband again. They say he had given two statements. This is what the sheriff's office spokesperson, Sergeant Chris Skidmore, told the media. So his first statement was something very different than when we went back and served the second search warrant on the house. James Rummel was taken into custody and processed after the second search warrant, okay, because allegedly inconsistent statements were made to the deputies. According to court records in the case obtained by the Colombian, the husband first told investigators he was just driving around for hours before going to a friend's house on the day that his wife was killed. Later, asked to clarify, James Rummel allegedly admitted to picking Riley up in Eugene, but insisted he dropped his friend off and assumed Riley would take public transportation back home. Now, the two men were previously incarcerated together, according to authorities. Meanwhile, the tipster told authorities that Riley spoke voluminously about the alleged plot, sharing details about a $35,000 offer to kill Lindy Rummel. I mean, this is a prime example of when clout chasing goes wrong. So you were paid to take somebody's life or promise the money, because he never got the money, mind you, because this is supposed to be given him after the husband collected on the life insurance policy, which we all know he's not going to collect now. Okay, so this fool did it for nothing, in other words. Nothing but a life sentence. So anyway, it goes on that he was just talking about this at length, sharing details about a $35,000 offer to kill Lindy Rummel, and that money would come from the deceased woman's life insurance payouts to her husband. This is what the witness allegedly said. Now, Riley also allegedly told his friend how the deed went down. how many times he shot her, and the profile of the ammunition that he used, and how he tried to stage the crime scene to look like a theft when he left the house, to make it look like that was the motive. Spent shell casings found near the dead woman's body aligned with what Riley allegedly admitted to his friend, according to authorities. And the accused gunman transferred several stolen items from the Rummel house into the stolen truck and then into his friend's vehicle. Investigators say the accused husband admitted to being in dire financial straits. He recently received unemployment payments, and records show the couple had various loan payments due. So you mean to tell me, see, I never understand this. This is something that always gets me. So you're in debts. You're in debts, but you're going to think that you can get out of debt by taking the life of your mates? Who thinks like that? Besides whole demons and devils. Who thinks like that? This is absolutely crazy. He's going to wish that he's going to wish right now with what he's getting, he's going to wish that being in debt was his only problem. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone please like and share. Rex said, doesn't make any sense. It sure doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. So with that all being said, let me go to the video footage that I want you all to see. Likes up, everyone please like and share. I call this woman Officer Karen, because this woman was clearly harassing this man while he's minding his own business, demanded he give her ID and all of this, and making threats to lock him up and all this stuff. And this is, like I said, this is Officer Karen in my opinion. Now, even though the person she's talking to, he sounds like a white man. They don't show his face. You just hear the conversation. But nonetheless, she's still a whole Karen. And this is video is almost 8 minutes long. It's like 7.5 minutes, because it's two videos, part 1 and part 2, and then we're going to go to part 3.
It's not happening. Am I detained?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm trying to identify.
That's not my problem. I don't have to further your investigation for you. That's your job. So if you want to find out who I am, you go run photo arrays, whatever you want to do. Apparently, you have no idea how it works. You can't walk up to a citizen not committing a crime and demand ID. That's not how this works.
Okay. You know the law more than
I do, actually. It turns out that I do.
On January 5th of 2024, Mr. Bulldog was riding his bike in Jacksonville, North Carolina, stopping at times to take video of various locations on foot. Just around the corner of the city's police department, Jacksonville police officer Ashley Glantz pulled up, claiming calls were made concerning Mr. Bulldog's activities.
All right. How can I help you? Is there a reason I'm doing a job? Yeah, to make money.
Okay. People have just been calling, just thinking it's kind of weird.
It's journalism. I'm sorry.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's protected under First Amendment, so.
I'm not saying you're not.
Sorry about that.
All right, but hold on.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, right now.
For what? For which crime?
So I'm further investigating why you're walking around.
What crime? That's not a crime. Walking around isn't a crime. You have to articulate a crime before you can detain me. Supervisor.
Supervisor, okay.
Yep. You can't detain just anyone. You have to articulate a crime.
I can detain
You're incorrect.
While I further
Get your supervisor and let's find out.
Okay.
Okay. Name and badge number.
Officer Ashley Glantz. You dispatch your supervisor. Badge number 861.
Thank you.
Do you have your ID on you?
No, I do not.
Can you dispatch a supervisor to my location? Hello.
So, I'm assuming he's the one that complained?
No. I don't even know who complained. It came out as anonymous.
This is a constitutionally protected activity, so I'm being harassed right now, basically.
My neighbors are calling me saying, hey, there's some dude running around.
Recording.
So
Yeah.
I showed up because I'm like, okay.
In public, on a public sidewalk.
Sir, I'm not saying you're not.
You are. You are. By your presence here
Okay.
bothering me while I'm working is telling me I'm not allowed to do this.
Okay. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Okay.
But I'm investigating why we're getting calls about someone walking around.
Walking around isn't a crime, though.
I never said it was a crime, but I still
So
have
you
the right to
no,
detain.
you do not.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm being illegally detained right now, is what you're
That's
telling
what
me.
you want to say?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. But you are you're not identifying yourself. You're refusing.
What crime have I committed?
So at the end of the day, if law
It's not the end. It's the beginning.
Excuse me for a sec. So if law enforcement requests your identification, right? Your name, your date of birth, your ID card, your driver's license number, you are obligated to give that to law enforcement.
No, you're not.
Okay.
In the United States, reasonable suspicion is required for a lawful detention, but the law requires more than a subjective hunch or unparticularized suspicion. It must be based on specific, objective, and articulable facts, rather than on broad or subjective impressions. They must point to a specific behavior that logically suggests a possible crime. For instance, someone loitering in a high-crime area at night might be suspicious, but without more specific behaviors indicating criminal activity. This alone is not enough for reasonable suspicion, which means this detention is unlawful and a clear violation of Mr. Bulldog's rights protected under the First and Fourth Amendment.
Unless you can articulate a crime.
So I can articulate that this
Walking around is not suspicious. Isn't a crime.
Okay, but it is something we have to investigate.
It's not a crime, so I don't have to comply with anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation.
Okay. But you are failure. You're not identifying yourself. You're refusing.
What crime have I committed?
So at the end of the day, if law
It's not the end. It's the beginning.
Listen to me for a sec. So if law enforcement requests your identification, right? Your name, your date of birth, your ID card, your driver's license number, you are obligated to give that to law enforcement.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Unless you can articulate a crime.
So I can articulate that this
Walking around is not suspicious. Isn't a crime.
Okay, but it is something we have to investigate.
It's not a crime, so I don't have to comply with anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you to identify yourself. You are refusing.
Haven't committed a crime.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter. No, I do not.
Okay.
You are incorrect.
Okay.
Well, you're about to learn. I hope this is your supervisor. He's about to school you if it's your actual supervisor.
Okay. How are you, sir?
Doing all right? Long day.
I just got here.
Oh, I'm trying to end my day.
Right. That's not my supervisor.
Well, that's not going to help then.
I requested a supervisor.
It has to be in a timely manner. You understand that, right?
I understand that
Okay.
the city of Jacksonville is quite large.
It's
And we
not.
have-
It's not. It's not large at all.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, he's at Gum Ranch in 17, so he is on his way.
To tell you that you're violating my rights.
Not what it is.
It is what it is.
Okay.
I'm walking up and down the street doing a protected activity, and you stop me and demand ID for no crime.
So, like I explained to you, we've gotten multiple calls.
Suspicious isn't a crime.
Okay. That gives us something to investigate.
It does not.
further.
No,
Yes, it
you
does.
can investigate all you want, but you can't demand ID
Yes, I
when you
can.
can't articulate a crime that you think I've committed.
I never said you committed a crime. I said
So then you have no right here.
Investigating your suspicious behavior. Or
Suspicious isn't a crime.
You have to identify yourself.
I do not.
Okay.
Suspicious is not a crime.
Hello, sir. How are
Name and badge number, please.
you? My name's Corporal Tim Bureau. My officer number is 674.
Thank you.
The Jackson Police Department.
Thank you.
Do you live around here?
I'm not answering any questions.
Okay. Well, you have a nice day then, okay?
Thank you. Am I free to go?
Supervisor.
Have you
So
did?
he's waiting for
Yeah, you've been free to go this whole time.
She told me I've been detained
Oh, okay.
twice now. So I'm detained?
Well, you want a supervisor?
Am I detained?
I'm trying to identify you.
That's not happening. Am I detained?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm trying to identify you.
That's not my problem. I don't have to further your investigation for you. That's your job. So if you want to find out who I am, you go run photo arrays, whatever you want to do. Apparently you have no idea how it works. You can't walk up to a citizen not committing a crime and demand ID. That's not how this works.
Okay. Yes, you know the law more than
I do, actually. It turns out that I do. Man,
my supervisor is on his way. And we'll talk with you.
hard to believe a citizen out here would actually have a degree and know what they're talking about, huh? It's all right. We're going to stop all this corruption.
You doing all right?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Especially when I'm being illegally detained.
Well, I already told you you're free to go. So if you'd like to leave.
Am I free to go?
If you want to go, you don't want to talk to a supervisor?
Am I free to go or am I detained? I need an
Go
answer.
ahead.
I'm not detained.
Just so you know, sir, this is the Jackson Police Department. So there's
Great.
gates and everything, the fence and everything.
Great.
Don't enter into that fence,
That's
okay?
fine.
Cool.
I'm on the sidewalk. It's where I've been the whole time before I was harassed.
More than welcome to stay there.
So
Go.
once again, you've been proven wrong by your own coworker here.
You have a great day, sir.
I'm having a great day. I'm not breaking the law. I'm right here on the sidewalk in public, exercising my constitutional right.
Over the next couple minutes, Mr. Bulldog films the plates of the cruisers to document who was on scene before attempting to mount his bike and leave. But as he returned to it, he was detained a second time.
Let's go to the third part. Well, let me tell you all something. The guy who came outside that clearly lived in the area, he said his neighbors called him and said somebody was walking around looking suspicious or whatever. Nobody called him and told him that. He's the one that made the phone call. He's the one that made the phone call, I guarantee you. Because if neighbors thought somebody was looking suspicious, why would they call him? Who's he? And if they were so concerned, why didn't they just call 911? He's the one that called 911. And that's what people like him do. That's what people like him do. And I want you all to pay attention because I told you all. I'm sorry, I'm eating another peppermint. But here's the thing. I told you all that one of my neighbors who doesn't look like me, it was a man, a whole Ken, okay, which is nothing more than a male version of Karen, called the police on me a couple of years ago, if you all remember. Because I was at the park across the street from here walking for exercise. I walked around the park. They have a trail where you can walk. And I walked around the park 4 or 5 times. On my 4th time around, the police pull up. Sitting out there in a black SUV with a laptop on his lap. And as I'm approaching, the cop looks at me. The cop wasn't my skin tone. But when the cop sees me, he starts laughing to himself. Because he probably was thinking that's who he's concerned about looking suspicious. Because I'm sure when he called the neighbor, that is, I'm sure he didn't say that it was a female. Okay? He just wanted to start trouble with somebody of my skin tone out there minding my own business. Yes, Lillian said walking while black. Exactly. Timber Dan said, well, God forbid the queen get some exercise. I know, right? Now, I had on all black. I had on black joggers and a black Make It Make Sense t-shirt, a sweatshirt or hoodie. And I was just walking, minding my own business. And that's what I do often. And I like to do it at night when the sun goes down, so it's cooler out. And so anyway, he called the police. And I knew he did it because here's the thing. Here's how I know he did it. It's because on my second or third time around, he comes outside pretending to go to his mailbox. Mind you, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. Who's just now checking their mailbox? But anyway, he comes out, pretends he's going to his mailbox, and he's looking at me so hard, like he's so pressed about what I'm doing. Then one of his other neighbors who looks like him is walking from the park too, and he has his dog. He took his dog for a walk. And then that guy speaks to him. And he's speaking to that guy, but looking at me the whole time. And that guy's looking at him like, why are you looking at her so hard? So anyway, when the police pull up and they see that it's a female, the police just laughs to himself, and I see him there with this little laptop. He doesn't even say anything to me. He just drives off. Why was the police randomly in my neighborhood at the park where I'm walking when I'm walking? Because he called them. And then when the police drove off, or while the police were sitting there, I saw him peeking out the window. That's how I know he did it. Why are you peeking out the window? Because the police are out here. Because you called the police. And then when the police drove off, he closed the blinds, his curtains. Okay? He stopped peeking then because he knew he wasn't going to say anything. This is what they do. Just trying to ruin somebody's day, and for what? You don't have anything else to do for yourself. It's all nefarious. And the funny thing is, that guy that called the police on me while I'm walking in my own neighborhood, honey, I've been living here way before he ever showed up. Okay? I've been living here way before he ever showed up. The nerve is all I'm saying. Reggie said, haters gonna hate. You already know they are. So let's go to part 3. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
I don't have to help you identify anyone. That's helping your investigation. That's your job. That's what I pay you to do.
Sure, you understand that she's just trying to gain your compliance, right?
That's not my
I don't
problem.
want to take you to jail, but also, I'm doing my
You
job.
clearly do, because this is a legal, constitutionally protected activity that you're harassing me over.
Hey, sir. The officer asked you for your name and the information.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Well, like she explained to you, she's investigating suspicious activity.
Suspicious isn't a crime.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know y'all wish it was, but it's not.
Okay. Are you going to give her your name and information?
No, I haven't committed a crime.
What do you plan on doing, sir?
I'm doing my job, trying to, without being harassed.
Okay.
I'm just gathering content for a story, and y'all want to harass me over it.
Okay. What's your job? You a writer?
Obviously, I'm a journalist.
Okay. Well, how is that obvious?
I'm gathering content for a story.
Okay, well,
Who else does
with a
that?
cell
Do
phone
mechanics
isn't a
do that?
journalist, sir.
Excuse me?
I said everybody with a cell phone isn't a journalist.
If they choose to be, they are. It's in the Constitution.
Okay. Cell phones make you a journalist?
If that's what you choose to do, yeah.
Okay. You need anything else?
I mean, like I said, I'm investigating suspicious activity.
Suspicious isn't a crime.
People about someone reporting.
Fully
For
legal.
identification. If law enforcement asks for the identification, you are required to identify.
You are not. Why am I not in jail right now, then?
Because we're trying to not go that route by you not identifying yourself. So technically,
You see, I got bail money. So, I mean, if y'all really want to press it.
I can't arrest you right now for resist obstruct delay. You're obstructing my
I'm not.
investigation.
No, I haven't obstructed anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation. I don't have to help you identify anyone. That's helping your investigation. That's your job. That's what I pay you to do.
Sure, you understand that she's just trying to gain your compliance, right?
That's not my
I
problem.
don't want to take you to jail, but also, I'm doing my
You
job.
clearly do, because this is a legal, constitutionally protected activity that you're harassing me over. And then you're lying to me, telling me I have to submit ID to any officer that asks. No, that's incorrect. If you suspect me of a crime and you can articulate it, then yes, I will surrender ID.
Let me clear it.
We can clear it up in court.
We're not in court, sir.
We can be very easily.
I would like to avoid that.
I would rather not, because this is going to keep happening until you guys are taught a lesson.
What's that, sir?
That you can't bully people into giving ID when you don't suspect a crime.
Sir, nobody is trying to bully you into anything.
She just told me she could take me to jail if I don't give her my ID.
What she's trying to make sure you understand is when law enforcement are investigating something.
They can investigate whatever you want. You have to suspect me of a crime. What crime do you suspect me of? All she can articulate is suspicion, not a crime.
You're going to listen to her? You ask me questions. Do you want the answers?
Not really. I know the answers. You think I would come out here and not know?
Maybe asking me questions.
Just see if you know them.
Trust me, I do.
You clearly don't. Like, you see the time, like, you realize this is costing me job money right now? You're costing me time?
Keep your hand out of your pocket.
No problem. Am I detained or am I free to go?
Right now you're detained.
Okay. For what crime do you suspect me of?
Because she's following up on investigation.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Suspicious activity.
It's not. So suspicion is a crime?
Are you going to give her your name and information?
No.
Okay. Turn off the chains back.
Okay.
Mr. Bulldog was arrested and charged with resist obstruct delay, but the incident report fails to give additional information. It states that Mr. Bulldog, quote, failed to identify oneself after being asked multiple times, further stating that at the time the officer was discharging and attempting to discharge an official duty by investigating suspicious behavior, literally copying the statute as her narrative.
Let me tell you all something. The officer got fired. She got fired, okay? And the reason we don't have any more of the video footage is because he was recording and he clearly got arrested. But here's the thing. Miss Eva said, you see how patient they are with their people? If he was black, he would have been dead by now. Exactly. And that's why I tell you all, whether you know the law and they don't, because some of these police don't even know the law themselves. Okay, please pay attention. But if you know the law and they don't argue with them on the side of the street. See, we can't get away with doing what that guy just did. That's why I love it when I see people like him doing it, because we can't get away with that. They will lock you up real quick or worse. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be worse. But they were patient with him. But see, here's the thing. Carla said that she should be fired. Yeah, she was. Stacey said, I'm glad she got her ace fired. Exactly. I am too. Because here's the thing. You have to have a reasonable suspicion to think that he was doing something. Not because somebody called you and said they see somebody walking around. That's just like when my neighbor called on me. The cop didn't even say anything to me because when he saw me, all I literally was doing was walking around. Just walking. I didn't have any weapons on me, and I didn't even look suspicious, okay? I look like somebody who's walking around the park. There's a trail there. And the cop laughed because when he saw, like I said, that it's a female, like, he's really worried about her. I'm sure that's what he was thinking. I mean, because I don't look like a thug, do I? Maybe I did to him. But nonetheless, she didn't know the law. And in her own ignorance, she's trying to go back and forth with him. Here's how you know she was wrong. The second officer who came on the scene told him he could leave. See, he should have left. When that cop said, have a nice day, sir, and he said, am I free to go? He said, I just said you could go. He asked her. I wouldn't have asked her anything, but see, here's what it was. I'm going to tell you why he stayed there. Because he'd already told her to call a supervisor. And he wanted the supervisor to get there and school her on what she's really supposed to do. Because he knew that 9 times out of 10, of course, the supervisor knows the law. And that she's going to get in trouble. Well, unfortunately, he got arrested before the supervisor ever showed up. But nonetheless, the True Royal family said, this is juicy. Okay, hey, True Royal beloved. Okay, so, but nonetheless, he got arrested. But I don't think he cared about getting arrested. Because you heard what he said. When he said, we can handle this in court. And then the cop says, we're not in court. He said, well, we should be. I prefer it. Because you guys need to be taught a lesson. See, people like him, see, they have the privilege to do these things. He can afford to get arrested. He probably bailed out an hour later. And then he went through the proper channels to make sure that that officer who stopped him in the first place infringed upon his rights, demanded that he show identification, then lying and saying that he's impeding on her or obstructing her investigation. What investigation? Lady, sit down somewhere. Like he said, I don't have to help you with your investigation. Now, had she showed up on the scene, let me just tell you all the difference of suspicious. You don't get to harass people, threaten to take them to jail and force them to show you ID just because you say that someone called and reported something or someone looking suspicious. Anyone could look suspicious. It depends on who's looking. It depends on who's looking because perception is reality. Just like Elijah McClain, may he rest in peace, when he was walking home from the store with his mask on to protect himself because he had an illness. Someone saw him and said he looked suspicious. That led to him losing his life. You see how that turned out for him, and he's my skin tone. He didn't get all of the nice treatment, all the kind talking, and all of that, all of the patience. He wasn't shown any empathy, and he lost his life. See, that's how that can turn out for us. Just because somebody says we look suspicious. But that's not how the law is supposed to work. But we all know it doesn't work in our favor. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. She said that he looks suspicious, right? That's not a reason to make someone give you the ID, according to the law. Now, a reasonable suspicion would be something like this. Let me give you an example of a reasonable suspicion. Someone calls 911 and they say, hey, I see somebody outside of my house. It looks like they're breaking into a neighbor's car, or it looks like they're breaking into someone's car. And then the police arrive and they see someone near the car with a tool or something that you would use to break in a car. And then they say, hey, listen, I'm going to need to see your ID. What are you doing? We got a call about a suspicious person trying to break in a car. And then the person could say, well, I'm not trying to break in anyone's car other than my own. I locked my keys in my car. And so I'm trying to break in to get my keys out. This is my car. And then they say, well, can I see your ID? See, that makes sense because now you have a reasonable suspicion. It looks like you're doing something. I don't know this is your car. And the only way I can prove and verify that it's your car is for you to show me your ID so then I can match the car, the tag on the car to your license and see that you're the rightful owner. Now I know you're not trying to commit a crime. Sorry, have a good night or a good day. That's how that works. Not because somebody's walking around down the street with a camera. Okay? And then I love the part when the guy said, you're stopping me from doing my job or whatever, right? And then the cop says, the male cop says, what's your job? He said, I'm a journalist, as you can see. And then he said, why would I be able to see that? Or he said it was obvious or something. He said, why would that be obvious? He said, because I'm recording. And I said that I'm recording content. Who else would be doing that? Would a mechanic be out here doing that? And then he says, the cop says, well, everybody with a cell phone is not a journalist. He says, yes, they are, if that's what they want to be. Okay? Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Evelyn said, Queen, you always make so much sense. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Oh, nefarious. Officer Karen, yeah, she got the can. And I'm so glad she did, because she was clearly harassing that poor man while he was out there minding his own business. Okay? That's what he was doing. And so with that all being said, I want you all to hear this story, because this is all nefarious. And it just goes to show how, in how so much injustice happens within the criminal justice system, specifically to people who look like me. Now pay attention. I'm going to pull this up. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting the right one. Hold on, beloveds. I have all these videos loaded up. I got to make sure they're in order. Hold on. Okay, here it is right here. I want y'all to hear why this black man went to jail. Okay? Why he was sentenced to 180 days in jail. This is all so crazy. Now, he ended up getting out early, but nonetheless, he lost his job and all of that. And this, I want you to hear the reason why this all happened to him. And tell me this system isn't crazy and absolutely not defined, but absolutely created, okay, to work against us. That's how it is. When people say the justice system is broken, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not broken. They're using it exactly the way they're always intended to. That's how it goes.
Is facing 180 days in jail for overpaying his child support and over visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of it. I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. It's my responsibility to take care of it.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
And I discovered that for some reason, his employer was withholding a large amount some weeks, a small amount some weeks, zero amount some weeks.
And I didn't want to go to jail, basically.
So Hall quickly paid almost $3 grand in back child support. When Hall and his ex-wife were in Judge Lisa Millard's court last November, he owed nothing.
Opposing counsel testified twice that he's all paid up.
But the attorney representing the child's mother wanted Hall to pay her $3 grand in attorney fees, and Judge Millard agreed. Court documents also reveal Hall wasn't following the court's scheduled times to pick up his son, another modification he says he knew nothing about.
The judge ended up sentencing him to 6 months in jail.
When she said, I sent, remand you to the Harris County Jail for 180 days, my mouth just dropped. I can't be there for my son in jail. I can't pay child support in jail. This is not in the best interest of the child.
Judge Millard also points out Hall's attorney could have filed a motion for reconsideration. She says that would have allowed her to hear both sides again and reevaluate the situation.
So after doing further research, Clifford Hall actually ended up getting released from jail after serving 14 days, thankfully to his strong legal team that he had hired to defend him. But here's what ended up happening overall. So not only did this innocent man spend 2 weeks of his life in jail, he lost his job. His employer even admitted that it was a clerical error on their part, and now he's $10,000 in debt, including having to also pay for his ex-wife's attorney fees, which she's the one that actually brought him to court in the first place. And as soon as he got out, he owed another $1,000 for child support. Where is the justice for these fathers?
Okay, where is the justice for these fathers? It's absolutely crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Now, and that never made sense to me anyway. So you're going to say they owe child support, but then put them in jail? How are they going to pay the child support from jail? Make it all make sense. Buckhurst DC said, while he locked up, judge stepped him back. I don't know. I think you have a typo, beloved. I can't figure out what you're trying to say, but yeah, it was clearly crazy. Okay, now she said this whole thing was a setup from the beginning. Yes, absolutely. That crazy bitch Eric said sue them. Absolutely. Okay, Rachel said that's by design. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Now I'm going to show you all this video that my friend did on TikTok. And then we're going to talk about April Holt. Now, April Holt is a young lady who passed away months ago, and they really didn't solve the case. And so they actually need to reopen it. But, you know, most of us pretty much have a good idea of who did it. Okay? So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. And before I show that video, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me give you a summary of April Holt, what happened. Okay, so on the morning of July the 28th of 2023, 29-year-old April Lynn Holt of Antioch, Tennessee, was involved in a heated argument with her husband. Now, this dispute took place behind closed doors, but their 7-year-old son could hear the raised voices. Afterward, he was sent to check on his mother by his father and discovered a horrifying scene. His mother lying on the bathroom floor with a plastic bag over her head. Now, I'm sorry, that all sounds self-explanatory, right? Yeah. And mind you, she had asked her husband for a divorce 2 weeks prior to her death. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Hold on.
Many times what the devil meant for bad, God uses it for good. In Riley's demise, his life is becoming a blessing to others. His life is going to be a blessing to others. Hear me when I say this. With the mishandling of this case by Nashville PD, it's going to force a lot of other things to happen. For instance, when we covered this case about April Holt, they immediately said it was her doing. Even though she was strangled by her, allegedly, she was strangled by her then husband. April's child went into the bathroom, if you don't know the story, went into the bathroom, found his mother strangled and had a plastic bag over her head. Yes. And it was done after Donovan left out of the bathroom and her child went in and found her that way. And the Nashville Police Department immediately said that it was her own doing. How? We demand that you reopen up April Holt's case because it was mishandled. And Riley Strain's case is a blessing because it is now exposing what the darkness is all about. Reopen the case because April Holt didn't take her own life. She did not do it. He did. Nashville PD was very, very fast to close her case. They closed it really fast. They done took April Holt's mother and family down through there, all because they didn't want to investigate properly. The same way they did Riley Strain. Now they've been caught in their lie. The darkness has been exposed by the light. This is 2024. There's going to be silence no more. God has exposed what was in the dark. So it's time to reopen up April Holt's case. We need justice for Riley Strain and justice for April Holt. And how many other cases have been covered up? How many others have been covered up by ruling it their own doing or an accident? Huh? It's time to reopen up April Holt. We demand that. Y'all tag it in the comments. Reopen, share this, boost this. We need to demand that they reopen up April Holt's case because they have mishandled Riley Strain's case. Now they also mishandled April Holt's case. And there's no telling how many more have been covered up.
That is absolutely so sad. Okay, because it's obvious that the husband did it. He was mad because she was leaving him. But let's talk about Riley, okay, the young man who lost his life. So the death of Riley Strain, Missouri student found in Nashville River, continues to appear accidental, according to police. And they say no foul play is suspected in the death of the University of Missouri student whose body was found in the Cumberland River after going missing leaving Luke's 32 bridge for food and drink. So the autopsy of University of Missouri student Riley Strain has uncovered no evidence of foul play related to trauma, according to the police as of Monday. The death of Riley Strain, whose body was fished out of the Cumberland River on Friday morning about 8 miles from downtown Nashville, appears to have been accidental. And this is what Kristen Mumford, a spokesperson for the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, said via email. But detectives are still awaiting the results of a toxicological examination that the medical examiner performed on the 22-year-old student. They say the ME, which is the medical examiner, does not complete an autopsy report until all testing is back. Now, what exactly happened to Strain remains under investigation, according to police. Strain went missing around March the 8th, or on March the 8th, after being asked to leave Luke 32 Bridge Food and Drink in downtown Nashville while on a trip to the city with other members of the Delta Chi fraternity for a spring formal. In a statement released a week after his disappearance, Luke's 32 Bridge and Drink said Strain was served 1 alcoholic drink and 2 waters before being escorted out by security around 9:35 p.m. Based on our conduct standards, the establishment did not elaborate any further. So they're basically saying he was behaving in a manner that didn't go along with the standards, and so they had him removed. Now, before leaving, Strain told his friends he would return to his hotel. Stepfather Chris Whitted told the NBC News affiliate. Now, but Strain never made it back to the hotel, according to his stepfather. Videos released by police showed Strain appearing to stumble around the downtown area before he left the bar and having what appeared to be a friendly exchange with a police officer. His bank card was later found between Gay Street and the river on March the 17th. 2 weeks after he vanished, a worker at a business in West Nashville discovered Strain's body after removing an object from the river and then called police. Metropolitan Nashville Police Officer Chief John Drake said this during a press conference on Friday. Now, the medical examiner's office was able to quickly identify Strain because he still had his shirt and other identifiable objects on his body, according to Drake. So what exactly happened to this young man? What exactly happened to him? Now, this is his family speaking out, and I'm going to play this entire video. It's like 7.5 minutes long, but I may not play all of it, but I'm going to play this because they say Riley Strain's family speaks in Nashville after body of missing college student is found. And this report came out like 4 hours ago. And they're still talking about the toxicology report is pending and that it appears to be accidental. I don't think it was accidental. Okay. And his family doesn't think it was accidental. At the end of the day, what really happened to him? So I'm going to share my screen. Everyone, please like and share this video. Thank you in advance, beloveds.
For the finding of Riley today. And we are with his parents. I think they know that, and we'll continue to be with them in the days and weeks ahead in our thoughts and prayers. I want to start this afternoon by introducing Riley's father, Ryan Gilbert.
Thank you all for being here, and those of you that help us keep Riley's face in front of the cameras. You've helped us get some closure here and let us take our boy home. I got a lot of people to thank, and I'm sure I'll forget somebody. You won't be forgotten. I'll remember you. The whole family will remember you. But I want to first thank the NMPD for their efforts. They've had a lot of sleepless nights on this case as well. Can't give them enough thanks. Really appreciate the work they've done. The United Cajun Navy has come in to assist them. They've done a lot of work on the water and land for us. Came in and gave structure to this investigation on our side of it and helped keep things lined out. Dave Flagg here with the United Cajun Navy. They've been a great asset to us. the individuals in the area that have come in contact with us that have helped us with numerous things, gathering supplies and taking care of stuff like that, putting up flyers and whatnot. The Ward family for all their work. They put up a ton of flyers around town. They've been making phone calls. They've been assisting us in any way they can. All the people that have donated items to them that they've got to us throughout this whole ordeal. All the people back home in our own personal lives that have been there to support us, and our family at home as well. Thank you for keeping us in your thoughts and prayers. We can't say enough to all of you. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to mention also Gary and Skip Butler come in with the airboats. We've been on the water for a few days with those guys. They've been great to work with us. We can't thank them anymore. It's just unbelievable what they've done for us.
Most of you are familiar with seeing my face by now. I'm sure we're all ready for it to be over with. It's been an emotional roller coaster. We're quite thankful for everything that you've done for our family. The grace that you've given us, it means a lot, more than you'll ever know. We have learned through this ordeal that everybody has brought all the good to us. We've had a little bad. You're going to have that. But it has given us faith in people that sometimes gets clouded by what we're constantly hearing. We're extremely thankful for all the volunteers that have shown up, given us their time, their effort, their energy, very little sleep they've gone on. Our family, we can't thank our family enough for all the support that they've provided us, for all the, time spent, the love, the energy. Our friends that we consider family that aren't able to be here, but have been at home, caring to everything that we can't take care of, thank you. To the people of Nashville, I can't thank you enough for the support, the love, the encouragement that you've shown myself and my wife and Ryan and Millie. You don't understand how much that meant to us in some of our darkest hours. The hugs, the prayers, the offers. I can't say it enough. Thank you. To the Nashville Police Department. We know this hasn't been easy. We've tried to handle it with as much grace and poise as we can. It's hard. It's never quick enough when it's your family member. Like I told everybody numerous times, if he was 2 blocks away from us and they were walking him to us, it wasn't quick enough. We want him 2 inches in front of us. So thank you for everything that you've done for us. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I just want to reiterate how thankful we are for everyone and how much we appreciate everyone's support and love and prayers, because we feel them. We have felt every one of them, every single one. I just ask that you mamas out there hug your babies tight tonight, please. Please, for me, just hug your babies tight tonight. And again, thank you. Thank you for sharing our story.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a lot of time. Most of what I would say would just be to echo what's already been said. Outside of that, I would like to extend my thanks to the media community here and the national media community, who far and by large has been very gracious and very respectful of the situation. It's something that has not frequently been encountered in these situations in my experience. As far as the Cajun Navy goes, since this is going to be a more or less a short interlude, if there is any interest in it, we would be happy to hold another meeting with the press, and it will likely be tomorrow sometime. Best place would probably be the public park where we first met.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. Let me say this. Byron, you are so nefarious. Reggie said, I've watched her grief go from hopeful to tragedy. So sad. Absolutely. Absolutely. That was the mother. And Byron said, condolences to the family, because this is very sad. Okay. They lost their loved one. And very sad for the family of April Holt. Condolences to them as well, especially her children. Her son. Byron said, making the sad face, but I don't see any tears. Byron, please sit down. That man was trying not to cry. You know, men don't like to cry, and especially not on camera. He was probably just trying to hold it in, beloved. Please give him the benefit of the doubt. He was probably just trying to hold it together. Okay? Y'all know how men are. Y'all don't want to cry. And me personally, I absolutely hate to see a man cry. That is one of the most hurtful things ever, to see a grown man crying, because you know men don't cry easy. So it has to be something dreadful. Byron said, what did I do, Queen? Now he wants to sit up here and act like he don't know what he did. Byron, please sit down somewhere, okay? You said that man was sitting there talking sad, or had the sad face but no tears. That's what you did. Reggie said, y'all black folks feel things deeper than most. Yes, exactly. Okay, that's what it is. Y'all is a hot mess. That Crazy Beach Era said they was all looking weird and strange to Queen. They weren't looking weird and strange to me. I'm just saying, I'm addressing Byron. Oh, Byron said I was talking about the mother. Okay. Well, I thought that was the mother that was crying. I mean, I was preoccupied while you all were watching it. So y'all need to sit down somewhere. Reggie said, I know that's right. First time I saw my dad cry, my brother came home after a long departure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. But like I said, condolences to the family. You know, sometimes people try to hold it together. Byron is so nefarious for saying anything different. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to go back and show you all some, Buckhorst DC said, I wonder, do they cry for our people? Buckhorst DC, sit down somewhere. We're not talking about that. We're talking about them crying for their own family member. Okay? Juju B said, low down, dirty scoundrel. Now, I'm going to go back and show you all some videos or some clips of April Holt and her husband, Donovan, who she was about to divorce. And I just want you all to see how happy they looked. See, this is the thing about abuse. Okay? There was domestic violence allegedly going on in her relationship. And we all know, and I've told you many times, that the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship is when the victim is trying to leave. 2 weeks before her death, her murder, that's what it was. Who takes themselves out by putting a plastic bag over their head? How does that make sense? So anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to share my screen, and I turned down the volume. I just want you all to see the pictures, but I turned down the volume because it has music in the background. All right. Likes up, everyone. This I am said facts, Queen. Byron B said I agree, Queen. Well, thank you all, beloveds. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that was so sad. At the end of the day, my heart goes out to her son because now he has to grow up without a mother. Okay? Without a mother. So sad. D Nice is about truth says, I'm not afraid to cry. It allows me to feel, stimulates my nervous system. I also know that God feels my vibration because if I cry, I'm hurting. I know if no one else feels, God does. That's absolutely beautiful, beloved. And I absolutely agree. And I think that men should, in fact, cry. But men are taught as young boys not to cry. Very often, mothers teach their sons not to cry. You got to hold it up, hold it in, be strong. Big boys don't cry. Isn't that what they say? Boys don't cry. That's what we tell our sons. Many of us. I didn't tell my sons that, but that's what many women tell their sons of all races and ethnic groups. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. That Crazy Rich Air said, that's messed up. But I had to grow up without a mama too. I'm sorry to hear that, beloved. I'm sorry to hear that. Miss Evie said facts, queen. Lillian X said true. Thank you, beloveds. Okay. Byron B said black men cry too much while others don't cry enough. Very true. Stacey said that's true, queen. Hey, Emperor Rex. Okay, so listen. So with that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Everyone, please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Reggie said great broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so I hope you all enjoy the rest of this day. Listen, let me tell you all something. I forgot some very important receipts. I told you I had so many receipts. I could show them tomorrow, but I think I'm going to go ahead and drop some of these today because I still got so much for tomorrow. So thank you, Juju. I love you to life too, beloved. Okay, so with that, you're welcome to Crazy Beach Aries. So with that all being said, I think I'm going to do an upload on the main channel. I'm going to upload some stuff about Diddy that I didn't get to tell you guys on the main channel because I forgot. It was something I really wanted to put out today, but I forgot. So I'm going to be doing that. Thank you, that Crazy Beach Aries said that says excellent broadcast. Hey, Del Monte Green Beans. Okay, Byron said, love you, queen. Thank you for roasting me. I didn't even roast you, Byron, but you're welcome, beloved. I just turned up the fire just a little bit. All right. So with that all been said, keep your notifications on because, like I said, I'm going to upload something. Okay, I'm going to pre-record it and I'm going to upload this video with some information about Diddy that I wanted you all to see today because tomorrow more receipts are coming. All right. Darius said, thanks again, Queen. Great broadcast and content as always. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you all. Y'all know I love my loyal royals, okay? And shout out to True Royal family who was in the chat also. Okay, so until next time, beloveds, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit 'em with that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got